And welcome back, folks. Today we're in the Hawaiian Islands, and we are going to do the smokestack visual for runway 02 at Kahului Airport. And it's a visual approach, although they have RNAV approaches also. The reason why it's called a smokestack approach is because it used to have sugar plantations around the area, and because of that there were sugar mills, and there's still a sugar mill or the remnants of a sugar mill near the airport. That's one of the landmarks. That's the final landmark which we use to align ourselves with the runway center line. So currently, let me bring up the navigation charts. Give me a minute. So here we are. We are coming from the west, and we are overflying Lanai VOR, and we are going to be heading at heading of 085 degrees. Although you can also do VOR lock and go at a radial of 085 degrees, and as it says over here, from Lanai proceed to Malia Bay via a route or south of Lanai VOR radial 085. If you don't have a VOR lock, like suppose you're flying an Airbus, the Airbus won't be able to capture the VOR, so you can just fly at a heading of 085 from the Lanai VOR. Right now we're in a Boeing 737 next generation. We're flying with the Southwest livery, so we can capture. I have done VOR lock. So after that you need to go to the middle of the Malia Bay and then turn right after the runway center line, and somehow I can't find this landmark, Kahului Radio Tower. It's over here. It's at a elevation of 290 feet, or the height of the tower is 290 feet, but I can see it on my practice runs. And after that you're supposed to intercept the runway to extended center line at or prior to the sugar mill. That's why it's called the sugar mill smokestacks. So that's a very visible landmark. So let's get on with the approach. So while we're going through the Malia Bay, you should be around 3,000 feet, and then you have these heights on the left side. The runway center line barely misses the heights. Let me turn on the terrain radar. You can see that better. Look, that's the runway center line coming from here. Let me show this. Yeah, and those are the hills or the mountains towards the north of the runway center line. Northwest, I guess. Yeah. At least west, not northwest, west. So seems like weather's changed. Let's slow down. We need to slow down. Going to the flaps up speed. And flaps 1. Going down to flaps 1 speed. So mouse wheel is broken. If you're flying this approach, it would be better to configure for landing before you start looking for the landmarks, because you're in a single cockpit configuration most probably, and there'll be a lot of workload. Let's descend further down to 1000 feet. Vertical speed down to 1000 feet. It's a bit aggressive. And gear down. Landing lights on. We're crossing the runway center line, extended center line, and we'll be turning left, in a few minutes. So we can go to flaps 5 speed now. And yes, we are going to bank left. 0 to 0, heading select. 0 to 0, right. 024 is the runway center line, so let's see. There's supposed to be a town here by the name of Malaya or something like that, after which the bay is named, and Kahului Tower is just over here somewhere in the town. It's a radio tower. So yeah. And we can do flaps 15. Right. A lot of wind, crosswind. Flaps 15, flaps 25, and flaps 30. Reference speed 148 knots. And now, if I can just have a look at the Kahului Tower. Where's the Kahului Tower? I can't see it. Can anyone see it? Right, so that's Malaya, the town. And now we're supposed to have a reservoir that's right in front of us. See that reservoir? So I'm just going to turn off the autopilot. I don't need the flight directors and the flight path vector. Steady descent. And now I'm going to bank left from the reservoir onto the smokestacks. Yes, minimum set, we're on flaps 30, auto brake 3, spoilers armed, forgot that. And I should turn on the auto throttle, it's not the Airbus. Let's just level off here, that's good enough. Let's level off here. Still descending. Too low. We have a heavy crosswind of 17 knots. I'll have to decrab a lot. I'm very bad at decrabbing. So those are the smokestacks right in front. And we should now, I'm trying to bank as little as possible, trying to remain as stable as possible onto the runway center line. It's a very shallow approach that I've come at. Should have been higher. Here we go, smokestacks on the left side, runway in the front. There we go. There we go. It's a very shallow descent. Just need to keep it level till I'm back on the... There are no pappies here. I'm surprised. No pappies for this runway. Over the electrical lines, high tension wires. Yes, and keep it coming, keep it coming, keep it coming. Sorry about that, outside my window, traffic.
100.
Minimums. Come on, come on.
50.
It's too low.
30. 10.
Long landing. Reverses. I don't think I landed very softly. It was a hard landing. Felt like a hard landing. 60 knots. Auto brake off. Manual braking. Right. So right, reverse is idle. And can we take this? No, that's not a taxiway to be taken. That's a runway. So welcome to Kahului, and that was our smokestack visual for runway 02. And now for the replays, if I can get them to run without crashing to the desktop. If you saw what you liked, please leave a like and subscribe. Thank you.